Welcome to this video press release with Recognition PR on behalf of Odysseas Systems. You can use this video press release if you're in the media or on social platforms, copyright free, providing it's set in appropriate context. Joining me is Mike Odysseas, who's the Chief Executive and Founder of Odysseas Systems, which is a communications business that provides all manner of comms solutions, from telecoms to fiber optic to networking solutions. Mike, obviously in this coronavirus crisis, your business must have been run off its feet so far. How have you been coping?
Well, I would describe our staff as second to none. So all 37 of them have been working from home prior to the lockdown. So every single feature that we provide to our clients has been accessible from our staff homes securely and without any issues. So we've been able to deliver our home working solutions to our clients very, very quickly. However, we've had to work day and night, 7 days a week. Every single member of staff has done a phenomenal job to get all our clients working remotely. And that project is now complete and we're ready to move on to the next stage.
So what have been the most common and maybe unusual requests you've received from your customers?
We've got some clients that have got legacy equipment that maybe we haven't supplied, but we supply their phone calls. So they've had to make very, very quick moves to move everybody home. And they've simply said, let's send their phone calls to their mobiles. But that's actually quite complex in that a phone call has got to be diverted. It's got to be diverted to the first mobile. And if a call has been sent to that first mobile, it's got to go to the second mobile. And when the first mobile is then free, we then deliver the next call back to the first mobile. Some of these solutions are fairly complex in the way they're delivered, and the calls still have to be recorded because of the nature of the business that the clients are in. So yes, there's been some challenging situations, but all have been delivered.
I think that is one of the most important situations for professional firms, certainly. My own firm tends to record calls, and there are a few calls now that are not being recorded. Clearly, if it's an important call, a press call or what have you, then we try our very best to fulfill the requirements. Nevertheless, it is a big undertaking. And people's mobile phones, are they necessarily going to have a lot of recharged expenses to companies as a result of that? Are we going to end up with lots of mobile phone bills to repay in a few weeks' time?
I guess that will be the situation. However, mobile telephony is luckily very inexpensive. So that is the least of our worries. We've got a great opportunity of the next month or 2 months to make sure that our businesses are as efficient as possible. Staff are trained, that all our marketing is up to date. So, and our PR, of course, in your case. So this is a once in a lifetime opportunity.
One thing I've noticed, it is very difficult to communicate with your team when you're not seeing them. When you're particularly dealing with creative ideas and generating a team spirit, it is better to have them in the office. So it is very much, from my point of view, a second line option to be doing all this from home. But nevertheless, some of the solutions you've provided and some of the solutions we've come up with, like these recordings, are accepted by a lot of our customers. What do you think will be the future of home working then? Will it be more integrated and routine into businesses going forward from this emergency?
Well, the companies that emerge from this world economic disaster, unfortunately, will be very, very strong. If they embrace home working, they will get so many benefits that we will all reconsider that 2-hour drive for a face-to-face meeting, which albeit is important. But if it can be done, and let's say to a 70% efficiency over a video call or audio conferencing, then you should take that view. You're reducing pollution, you become more efficient, you've gained time we cannot buy. So if you gain 4 hours, where else can you gain those 4 hours? You cannot buy that.
I think that's right, Mike. I think you're absolutely right. And in the case of a professional firm and Recognition PR, or there are law firms, accountancy firms, architects, businesses, that kind of thing, I think there's going to be a real benefit for the North, because I have a number of clients in London. They get the benefit of a slightly cheaper service, cheaper in cost, not in quality, I hasten to add. But the idea that video conferencing and calling like we're talking to each other now becomes ingrained in working will make that face-to-face meeting on a routine basis less appropriate and will give us in the North an edge against London-based firms. And I want to exploit that in a few months.
Absolutely. We all should. We all should. Worldwide, there is no need to pile everybody into an office every single day of the week. There is a need for an office, however, maybe not on the level that we both have been used to.
Another point I would want your view on, and that is about the resilience of the network. I'm talking about the fiber network. I'm talking about the 4G network. Clearly, the government wanted to, Boris was elected on boosting broadband. This looks like probably a second tier, but really way up there as a major government priority now. I mean, some people like myself, I would now put that above HS2 in terms of priority investment for the government, because people are learning it, people are getting used to it, but there's a lot of static on the line. There's a lot of freezing faces on Zoom, and we really need it to be resilient.
Okay, so let's take this call as an example. We're both in, let's say, rural locations that don't have the best. However, it is still usable. We both made a choice to live where we live. The majority of the UK residential properties actually get much faster than you and I do, probably absolutely. Quadruple. Yep, so we made that choice. Should the entire populace be burdened with excessive costs to look after you and I don't think that's fair. Ultimately, we're talking about 98% of the population gets a lot more than you and I do. So the 2% are the ones that are a problem, but will take an enormous cost. You, for example, would cost around £30,000 to give 70 meg of internet speed, which would allow you to do anything you can do at the office at home.
I suppose, in fairness, I know you're always trying to sell me a service, Mike, quite right as well. You can stick a microwave link up to your office in Darlington, or you've got a link in Darlington, and I'm outside Darlington. So it is possible when executives who are in rural locations want to get connected faster.
Absolutely. There is always a way. And if you've made the choice to live somewhere rural, then unfortunately, you should make a decision to pay a little more. It's just unfair for everybody to pay for you.
All right. One other question I've noticed, the telephony, we shouldn't forget its importance. I've attempted numerous big Zoom conference calls from my location, and everyone's in different location, and the network is crammed, and it's lots of static. And to be honest, the old-fashioned conference call on the telephone has worked better. And you've provided that service to us, and I'm very grateful to you. But I found it as useful as the trendy video call.
Good. Okay. Well, good-fashioned old audio. This call is acceptable quality, but plain old audio with multiple participants works perfectly well, and it's recorded, and you can forward it on and keep it for records later. And obviously that's the service I provide. What I'm saying is, you don't have to
early adopt, do you?
No, there are many ways to have a meeting, and a simple audio call can work perfectly well. Even an old text message with multiple participants can work very well. I'm sure you do that as well with your team.
Absolutely. Well, look, Mike, keep the good work up. I know you're busy and you're pressed, and I'm sure that when this emergency is over, you'll have a lot of businesses looking to you to sort of streamline their operation, and I'd certainly endorse doing that as a business myself who uses you. So thank you very much, and keep looking at our LinkedIn site.
Thank you. Thanks, Graham. Bye-bye.